are here. Josh is here. I'm going to recap what happened last time, even though your characters don't know, because I feel like you guys should be informed.
Took a nap.
Yes, you guys were just hanging out at the inn while everybody else went shopping. While they were shopping, they ran into Susanna's second favorite brother-in-law, and who was super excited to see her, and she was super definitely excited to see him, and they came to the conclusion that Susanna was going to go home, and the party decided to join her. This decision was made without you guys present. You don't know that this was a thing, and pretty much decided to ship off the next morning. And you guys haven't been informed yet. And yeah, that's it. So somebody's going to have to tell you. Preferably before the morning, but I don't know. That's everybody else's prerogative.
Dylan is not gonna mind. Wow, voice crack. Jesus.
Goals. Well, hi, man. Because I did record this, by the way, so we got that all on camera.
Oh, beautiful.
Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to go because Mom was a goddamn idiot.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Alrighty.
Dizzy is currently running around like a maniac. So, hopefully I'll be back.
I
All
love
right.
you, Joe.
Good luck.
Oh, Nancy Cat is needing him blankets. That's cute.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed that gets sorted. That gets sorted. But in the event that it doesn't, it is evening. You all are at the inn. Susanna's brother-in-law has gotten his own room. Susanna has retreated to her room. And Dylan and Vera are wherever Dylan and Vera are.
Probably having a drink in the bar area,
Bird.
depending on how good or bad the beer is.
The beer is like solid. It's like mediocre plus, you know? Like it's not grand, great, or even spectacularly good. But you know what? Sure is beer.
Sure is beer.
Yep. That's where
Little
you're at.
disappointed. Beer's beer. That's
Very
not
true.
true. Not for Vera, at least.
I have a question about Vera.
Yes.
Has Vera ever made fruit beers?
She probably has. I'd say she's made a little bit of everything in her time.
Okay, thank you.
Good for her. I love beer.
I do not.
It
Fruit
tastes
beers.
good.
Agreed, Sarah.
I like the taste.
Citrus.
Gross. That's
Ooh,
the worst.
citrus.
Oh, yeah.
I love citrus.
The only alcohol I've ever truly enjoyed was a citrus beer, but I only had like 10 sips. I was also high.
I mean, everything tastes good then.
Yeah.
That's true. That is very true.
Or when you drank enough, then everything tastes delicious.
Well,
Okay, I've only been mildly tipsy once and I did not like that.
That's fair. First time that happened, I was a little weirded out as well. But I think Vias would probably just go down as well. He'd probably attempt to wake Dylan up, probably to no avail.
No, you're successful. You are successful. He's awake.
we're not
having
gonna have to...
having an evening nap. Is that what?
I mean, relatable.
Dylan's talking to his bird mom.
Oh, bless him.
Hmm.
But you can wake him up. That works. Yes.
Blessed chit chat.
Vias just like kind of pokes your shoulder.
What?
Morning.
It's not morning yet.
It is not the morning.
It will be. In about
I
an hour.
mean, you're right, but like, in an hour? What?
No, it's evening.
Oh, it's evening?
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm such an asshole about times. I really should be specific, shouldn't I?
Jesus.
It is like 9:47 in the evening.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
so it's like
not
evening.
It's late, yes.
That's a
like
real evening nap.
PM evening?
Don't make jokes about the time.
I thought we already went to sleep.
No, sorry, I should have been clearer.
Okay, well then Bias won't wake him up and then go back to sleep.
Just gonna tell him in the morning?
Yep.
All right, cool. Anybody gonna tell Vera?
I mean, if you
Okay,
walk in,
so-
you'll probably see her. She's down on the main area.
Talia will.
Very good.
Talia would sort of wander downstairs at one point or another and just oh, Vera.
Yes.
So okay. Let me see if I get this right. We met Susanna's not her husband's brother? I think that's what Diona said.
Hold on. She has a husband.
I I Vera, I've been very confused about how this whole family works. Please don't ask me that question.
Okay, fair enough. I will I will ask Diona later. But you were saying
We met a family member. I'm going to put it like that. I still don't understand how the whole okay. But we're going. Diona said. Susanna asked, and then Diona told her that we'd be going back home with her for a little bit. We're supposed to leave in the morning if you wanted to come along.
yeah. Yeah, I'll come along. I want to see that she actually has a husband. Because I'm not sure I believe it right now.
Talia shrugs. The man we met wasn't. I'll warn you, he was kind of a dick.
All right, I'll prepare then. Did Susanna seem excited, upset?
She definitely didn't seem hype, no.
God.
She definitely didn't seem hype. No, God.
Is that a Feywild term? Hype. You can see that Vera is slowly. She's thinking of incorporating that into her vocabulary, like how parents do when their kid uses new slang.
Yes.
It's Parker is still half asleep there.
Oh, that's full canon.
No, it's canon now. Sorry.
That is a Feywild term. I'm
It's
sorry.
like how Dylan says Gucci.
Sure, yeah. Talia nods.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll definitely be there. We should probably have Susanna's back.
Talia nods. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but that's not new. So
Well, we'll figure it out together.
they nod. And then they give you a hug.
Aw. She's gonna hug them back.
Okay, excellent. Talia is down there to grab food and then go and hide back upstairs.
Veyra will finish her shitty, not so shitty, whatever beer, and she'll room with whoever she's rooming with.
Alrighty. Excellent. Congratulations, you all have informed the party members of important information. Step 1, accomplished. So,
Or actually, no, if since Joe's back, she'll probably go find Diona and ask her. So,
For better information.
yeah. Well,
Yes. What do you think? What's up?
so Susanna has a husband.
I heard you guys talking about it.
Possibly might need past tense on that. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. From what Susanna has said, there should be past tense on that.
Will do. Sorry, I had to mute because my dad came in to do stuff.
You're good. Now it's the fact
Master fucking more boring than watching tar dry is apparently her brother-in-law.
And apparently we are going to accompany him to her hometown. Is that what I'm getting from this?
Very, you didn't see the way Suze was acting.
Well, that was going
I
to
am
be
scared for her.
That was going to be my next question. Is the past tense husband a good or bad?
Don't know. I suspect a bad thing.
Bad that it's past tense or bad that it happened at all?
Bad that it happened at all. And I'm scared of what's going to happen to Suze going back in there.
Yeah.
She's sickly sweet.
Oh dear.
And
that's not good.
She was sickly sweet and she was talking a lot, but there wasn't very much substance to it. And it was,
yeah, I've seen how.
Yeah.
I've seen how she gets.
And I'm scared.
Well.
And I'm not gonna let Susanna go back in there alone.
Well, obviously not, but I suppose we can be her shield for this.
Much as we can.
Whatever this is. As much as we can.
Thank you.
It's easier to go back to your hometown with friends. Usually. But it's never easy.
I wouldn't know.
No, I suppose you wouldn't. But we'll be there for her.
Yeah.
And now they will go to bed.
Alrighty.
I think Diana's gonna give her a quick hug before.
Okay, she'll definitely hug back.
Yeah.
All the hugs tonight. It is hug central. All right. Is there anything else specific anybody would like to do before bedtime? Or are y'all good to just go the fuck to sleep?
Vice getting ready for bed.
All right, he's going the fuck to sleep.
I mean, Talia does their normal nightly routine shit and trance, but not much that would need to be.
Talia does not go the fuck to sleep. Talia does a weird elf trance bullshit thing.
Technically, Veyra does that as well.
Veyra also does a weird elf trance bullshit thing.
Yeah,
What?
she does.
I forgot that Veyra was an elf.
Yep.
Again, that's like the third time I've done that.
To be fair, she has a dwarf last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
like to think she sometimes doesn't close her eyes all the way, and it's really creepy.
Oh,
Yes.
perfect. Yes.
I love that.
She definitely still snores, though, even though she's only in a trance.
She is perfect.
I love that so much.
Gosh.
Oh, she is our bastard mom.
Hold on. I don't
There's-
know if Marcus needs to sleep.
I don't know either. Does Marcus need to sleep?
I don't know. Let me go look.
All right, you fill me in on that because that's probably important. I don't know. I don't know
Because
what's
there's
important.
some delightful, creepy opportunity for.
For Marcus to have a rave in the middle of the night, probably, yeah.
I mean, Mercy and Marcus could get up to bird shenanigans, so like.
You know what? They can. That's a great idea.
Yes. I mean, Mercy's always up for shenanigans.
It
That's her
does
whole
not
persona.
require sleep, and it can awaken me from sleep as a bonus action.
Well, that's tasty.
Also, Vias has a mental telepathy thing with Mercy, so technically he could also be awoken by Mercy.
Ah, the bird boys.
But is it as a bonus action?
Yeah, what's the action on that, Ren? That's important information.
I have no idea. I could look it up though.
Please do not. All right. So, unless there's anything else pressing that is going to be done, you all go the fuck to sleep/trance and wake up bright and early in the morning. Well, I don't know if y'all wake up bright and early. Susanna wakes up bright and early.
Dylan does not.
Dylan does it. That's
Diana
to be
definitely
expected.
does.
Vias does his morning routine of getting ready before he even attempts to try and wake Dylan up at all.
In fact, I think Diana actually tries to be up early enough that she can sort of rap on the door. Susanna's sharing with Zoella, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's gonna rap on the door that Susanna's staying in, hoping that Susanna is awake at this point because
Oh,
she really
she's-
doesn't want to get.
Absolutely awake. And she opens the door. And honestly, you're not sure if she slept at all, but she does open the door,
Oh.
looking bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like she just powdered her face and put her veil on and did the whole shebang and is ready very, very early in the morning.
Uh-oh.
Which isn't that fairly unusual for her?
Yeah, normally she takes her sweet time getting ready, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah. Sus, I wanted to check in.
Good morning. How'd you sleep?
I slept fine.
Okay, that's good.
I wanted to check on you.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Do you think shoot. Ansel awake? Could you send them over here? I need to chat with them for just like a minute. Like maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes, just a minute. If it's not too much trouble.
Yeah, they're awake. I'll get them in a second. Are you sure you want to do this?
Absolutely.
We can just. Okay.
Yeah, I am. It's good. It'll be good. It's good.
I just wanted to make sure you knew the option to up and leave. And just leave.
I miss everyone.
there.
It'll be good to see everyone.
Okay.
Right.
I'll get answer for you.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Zoella.
Sus,
Yeah?
you're our friend, yeah? And we care about you.
You're my friend too. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say so. And she just kind of turns and goes back into the room and goes over to wherever
Yeah.
Zoella is. Is Zoella up or just kind of...
Yeah, she's awake. She's preening.
All right.
Oh.
Oh, I love her so much.
Zoella, can I ask you a favor?
She stops preening and just nods.
Can you just, like, not talk like me while you're at my house, like just because people will think it's weird.
Her
Like
neck,
you can,
her neck feathers kind of ruffle up like she's upset, but then she just nods.
because I just, I'm sorry. I think it's funny. I do, but I also don't want people to, because I've said some stuff that I probably wasn't supposed to say, and I don't want people to think ill of me for saying those things. So it would be
Makes a
probably
gunshot noise.
yeah. Well, you can do that, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know. Just and talking like other people's fine and all that. Obviously, that's how you talk. I don't mean to make it hard for you to talk or anything. I just it would probably be better. Yeah, better probably.
She just nods.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And then Susanna goes back to her own version of preening.
Show up when Diona eventually tells them about
Yeah.
All right.
just a little knock on the door.
Hi. Okay. Come in for a second.
All right.
All right. So, I know this is going to be a little weird. I've been thinking about it. I was thinking about it last night, and I know it's going to be a little weird and different for you because everything's a little bit weird and different for you, but this in particular, there's just going to be like there's going to be a lot of black birds in my town, and I didn't want that to freak you out or startle you because they're not omens of death, they're not omens of anything, they're just some birds, all right? So I know that puts you on edge, and I wanted to give you some warning in advance that there's probably going to be a lot of them, and they are black birds, but they're just birds, they're not anything.
They kind of look at you for like a long minute. Thank you for the warning.
You're welcome. Yes. Yep. Yes. And well, yeah. It'll be fine though. It'll be fine.
They nod. Don't say anything.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna finish getting ready, and then I guess we are gonna be getting on the road. Cool.
Talia hovers for a minute.
Susanna's just like, fixing her hair. She's messing a lot with her hair actually. She's fidgeting with it and trying to readjust it and make it look nice, but yes.
And Talia just kind of watches for a minute. And then I think at some point, like, shares a glance with Zoella. Or at least, like, glances over in that direction. And then we'll slip back out into there in Diona's room. Diona!
Yeah.
Susanna's acting very strange.
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
Alright, just wanted to check I wasn't the only one who noticed that.
Yeah, it's got me kind of scared, frankly. It's gonna be okay. We'll deal with this, and we'll.
I
What's weird about the way she's acting in your eyes? Just so I sort of know what we're seeing.
She took the time to warn me that there's going to be a lot of, lot of birds in Corwick. A lot of, like, black ones. And she was... She talked...
Sorry, what was that?
She talked more than usual.
But didn't seem to say very much.
Oi. I have no idea why. I'm pretty good at reading people. I just don't know what anything means anymore. But acting weird.
What was that last word?
Definitely acting weird right now.
Yeah, that's... I think it's to do with Devon showing up. And with having to go back. That's the only thing that makes sense.
I don't think I'm going to talk. Much, if at all.
Just around unfriendly ears, or?
I don't know yet. For sure that.
Okay. Do you want me to bullshit an explanation?
Talia nods.
Diana gets a slightly mischievous smile. Duly noted.
And then they get all their shit.
Yeah.
Cool. As people are, getting up, getting ready for the morning, and start to trickle downstairs for some breakfast, Devon Crow is already down there. Susanna's probably down there right after him. So you all sort of trickle in, and the two of them are sitting down at the big table you were at yesterday in the corner, having breakfast, which is of a similar quality to the beer.
You guys have been spoiled.
Yes, we have.
Dylan is eating.
Dylan is eating.
Oh,
As soon as
when we were
Holy
gonna
shit,
go
Dylan's
down,
eating.
Bias was gonna talk to him, but that's okay. It's fine.
I gotta ask.
Feyre will. Oh, go ahead.
All right. Okay. First question: is Marcus with Dylan on his shoulder right now?
Yes.
So as soon as you come down and Susanna waves at you, Devon Crow immediately gets up and goes to shake your hand, like, "Oh, so good to meet another friend of my sister's." And then he notices Marcus, and he's like, "Oh, wow, that's a mighty fine bird you have there."
Thanks.
That's a, yeah, that's a.
And Marcus is doing the tracking Dylan's head thing.
Perfect.
And Dylan's hair is probably long enough. I don't know how long we've been traveling, but it's probably long enough at this point that it is like covering his right eye, or mostly covering it. So, like, the blind eye, it's very obvious he's blind in that eye, and then the other eye is covered, but he looks perfectly fine, like you can see, and he's looking at Devon like there's no vision issues at all.
Devon is deeply deeply unsettled. And he says, you know what? I think I'm gonna go get some more breakfast. Can I fetch you a plate?
Yes.
Absolutely, anything for sure. And he practically runs to go fetch 2 more plates. And Susanna sort of pats the seat beside her for Dylan.
Dylan sits down. Dylan sits down.
Perfect.
I think Diona has to struggle very hard not to start laughing like an idiot.
God, the parties used to put whenever we do characters, I have to remember Dylan looks so fucking creepy.
Yeah, the party's used to it. They just consider it same old. And watching how unsettled Devin got it is a bomb on my soul.
I love it so much.
Talia will keep their fucking mouth shut, but just watch and listen.
All right.
Whenever Devin sits back down, Veyra's going to sit next to him, not too close, but she is definitely wearing her full armor right now.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of nods at him and doesn't say anything else.
Oh, and it is a pleasure to meet you as well, Miss
Veyra.
Miss Veyra. Devin Crow, pleasure to meet you. So, where are you all from?
I'm from Iman.
Around.
Dylan covers his mouth to not laugh.
Okay. he sort of looks at Veyra and he looks confused and startled and maybe like he really wishes he wasn't sitting next to you at the moment. And so he turns to the other side of the table and he says, how about the rest of you?
Vias puts down his fork. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What was the conversation?
Oh, I was just asking whereabouts y'all are from. I mean, you, sir, I noticed you have an accent and not from around these parts.
Oh, have you ever traveled to Marquette?
No, I have not. No, I have not. I'm
Well, that
not one
is-
for crossing the waters.
Well, that is the continent I am from. I'm from a smaller village. I just so happened to stop in Iman the same time that Susanna appeared, so that was a happy coincidence.
Oh, very, very good, very good. Certainly, certainly. I mean, we're from a small town too, ain't we, Susanna May? Very small, very small. Barely even can be called a town.
I am from Iman, which is not a small town.
No,
It is,
indeed,
in
it is
fact-
not.
It is, in fact, I think, the opposite of a small town.
So quite a big town, you would say.
I think
A
those
city
are called
even.
cities.
A city, for sure, for sure.
I think
He's
even you could call it like a big city.
he clearly doesn't want to be talking to Dylan, but because Dylan's talking to him, he has to respond, you know?
I love it.
Oh god.
So he's just sort of looking around the table, desperate to find somebody else who will like.
I think Diona leans forward and sort of rests her chin on her hand and just, well, I'm much like Vera. I'm from all around, although I tended to focus more on the coast. My family traveled a lot.
Oh, interesting, interesting. He's having a hard time managing this conversation because it's not about him. And it's like painful to his soul. It's hurting.
Noticing this, Vice is going to speak up and say, Well, what do you do for a living, Mr. Crow?
Oh well, in Corwick, it's mostly family businesses, all very locally run, all very personal stuff. I usually just do some errands for my daddy and mama, and anyone else who needs things done. I'm in West when I can be, and a little other travel here and there. But
That's an
Just-
I
interesting
completely lost audio
roundabout
from you guys.
question.
oh shit, is it back?
Yes, now it is.
Yeah, I can hear you guys now, but
It went a little weird.
yeah.
Vias basically just said, that's a weird way to answer a question, but okay.
He said that.
Yeah.
All right, he's just like, oh, it's just sort of what's done around. I mean, hardly anybody just has one job around Corwick. Everybody's doing two or three things, and getting things done, and that's just the way of it, really.
Ah, I see, I see. I'm a man of many trades as well. I understand this.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's all anybody can do. Just good, honest work.
Mm-hmm. Vias is nodding, but he looks a little bit I don't know.
You hear Vera snort just
Displeased.
slightly under her breath when he says honest.
Yeah.
Oh, I love how we're all just closing ranks, honestly.
I would like to say that Talia, as their show of support, is staying silent but doing the very like I am watching and you can't tell what I'm thinking. Like very stone faced but wide eyed.
I have a question.
What is your question?
So, on a scale from 1 to 10, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
how cute is Devin?
Oh, how cute is he?
Josh,
We are bastard
Yeah.
gays.
All right. Okay. So
do not.
he's not a bad-looking man at all. He's not a bad like once he opens his mouth, he's annoying.
But
But
is he cute though?
he's like
I'm not talking about handsome. I'm talking about cute. These are very different things.
right.
See, you can be very handsome but not be cute at all.
He's
yeah.
like a little bit cute, but his talking ruins it. Like
Yeah, a little bit is not gonna cut it.
all right.
I mean,
Good.
that's why Vias hasn't done anything either, my dude.
My god. You're already asking
Oh.
how he's cute, and this is the first fucking NPC.
It's like
Yes, because we know we can fuck with people because of with this.
God. So, at some point, you all finish breakfast and get on the road, I guess.
Dylan does finish breakfast.
I'm proud of him.
Thank you.
I think Diana at some point gives a bit of a hand wave. And Ansel is also from a ways away. Cantor's from a monastery, actually. Refuses to elaborate.
Oh, a monastery. It's a very disciplined folk, I hear they got in monasteries. Disciplined. It's a very
Certainly. They took a vow of silence, and it's
oh, vows. Oh, well, that does explain a lot now, doesn't it?
Talia is very like wide eyed owl blink at him.
He sort of leans over towards Ansel as he knows them, and is like, I just thought you weren't particularly chatty, but vow sounds very respectable work, very respectable, impressive what you can do.
They just blink.
Right. Okay. Well, shall we be getting on then? We get going now. We'll be home before sundown. We should be.
Sure.
And Susanna doesn't say anything, but she stands up and makes ready to go.
Under
And you
Vias-
all
Sorry, I was gonna say under Vias's breath, he's just like, It's not impressive. It's admirable.
Ugh.
It's what?
In admirable for the vow of silence thing. It's like it's not impressive.
Yeah.
To be silent. Just yeah. He's being bitter about it. Mercy just nods her little birdie head a few times.
He's also weirded out by Mercy, but
Um,
not nearly as much as he is by Marcus. So do with that information what you will.
Oh,
So
Bias
I
was
have to
half-tempted
wonder.
to make her a crow, but he didn't this time.
I have to wonder what's his scale of disconcerting motherfuckers with this.
That is a good question. I can't even answer it right now because I don't know yet.
And we're also all hamming it up.
You are going above and beyond the expectations.
I think Talia's only doing it halfway intentionally,
Oh my gosh.
just because that's how they are as an individual.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And also because it has been made pretty damn clear that none of us trust what the fuck's going on, so. Oh.
Alright. So you guys get in your wagon. Some of you are in the wagon, some of you are walking, I assume. And
Dylan is in wagon.
Dylan is in wagon. Susanna is also in wagon.
Is our crow friend riding with us in the wagon? Or does he have his own
If
mode?
some people are walking, he's also walking because, well,
What Bias does when we start getting on the road and we're outside of town a little bit, he wild shapes into a horse and just trots beside the other horse.
Dylan is fascinated.
Devin
Talia-
Crow is astonished.
Talia gets in the wagon, but finds like the most like, like bullshit like martial arts place to like sit.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're basically perched just on one corner right above one of the wheels, and it's very show of core strength and also dedication. Perfect. Perfect.
I love it so much.
As if they're using this moment to like is what they're like playing up, but also still paying attention. And if Devin Crow ever looks at them, they will look back.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Oh, I love Talia so much.
You're maybe a couple hours into this journey when he decides to start check because the man can't go long. And let's see, who will he try to talk to? Let me think about this.
Also, I don't know
has
if I said, but Diona.
Who has made the
Diona
best
is
impression?
All right, Diona's walking. He's not talking to Vera. He's not
Good.
to Dylan. He's not.
Oh man, please talk to Dylan.
He's not talking to Dylan. He's not talking to Diona. He's sure as hell not talking to Ansel or Zoella. Lena. He's talking to Lena.
I think. Oh no! I think Vera will be walking behind him, not too close, but she'll always make sure she's behind him.
Okay.
I love when we're all just in maximum bastard mode. It is so good.
We are cursed party. We are the union.
So he.
I think Diona's sort of walking a bit to his side, but able to loom a little bit. Like,
Oh my
kind of
God.
leans slightly over his shoulder to look at what Lena's doing. The very demonstrative of I have half a foot on you.
Yeah.
I have one
Admit,
question
I love
before we
Lena
get into
so
some
much.
of these.
What's your question?
Lena's so good.
Can Dylan roll something to figure out why everyone's being a dick to this guy?
Oh yeah,
You
Bias didn't even explain to you. I forgot.
Oh no!
Oh
He
God.
just said we're going to Susanna's.
It's like we're going to Susanna's place, and it's like, okay, so there's this guy, and now everyone's confused. Dylan doesn't know who he is.
He can't
yeah,
read.
can-
I mean, he can read the room, but
You can roll some kind of insight check if you want to.
I'll roll an insight check.
Come
Okay.
on, buddy. Oh no!
9.
Okay,
Oh,
you don't know what the
no.
fuck's going on, honestly. You think
Sounds
maybe
like-
he's a bit of an asshole? Maybe? Unclear. You really don't know.
Dylan has no idea. He's just like, okay. Internally,
Yep.
he's like, okay.
Yep.
I love him.
So,
He's too dumb.
I love him.
I love
Mr.
him.
Devin Crow sort of sidles up to Lena. Does Lena have any kind of Dawnfather imagery visible on her person?
We don't.
You do not get anything done. All right. So he will sort of point at the holy symbol and be like, so follower of the Dawnfather then.
That is the awkwardest way to start a conversation.
The man does not know what to do. This is like the weirdest people have been around him his whole life.
I also want to make it clear that Vera is being very friendly with everyone else.
God,
Like she'll be offering people like a sip of like whiskey and like
oh my God.
just like, you know, making casual conversation with everyone else.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we don't have the opportunity to fill Dylan in because
Dylan doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Oh, no.
I mean, Vice could technically climb into the since technically he's out of horse shape now, he can mutter what's going on to Dylan.
Like, Dylan will understand, dude.
Give him a chance.
So Devin just trying to have a decent conversation with literally I want you guys to understand that he went to the knitting red woman with horns. That's how far you've pushed him in his quest for decent conversation.
I want him to squirm.
He just sort of goes up and is like, you know, we've got quite a fine temple in Corwick, and it's a lovely building, lovely. It's down at the bottom of the hill, sun shines in. It's a great building. I think, you know, any folks who come to visit, they quite enjoy it there. I'm sure you'd enjoy it there, and oh, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It really is. Now, I mean, well, plenty of good people there as well. Good company, always good company. In Corwick, in the temple, anywhere you go. It's a fine place. You know, I don't think I heard where you were from.
God.
I do need to clarify something for you guys. Dylan does not understand because I, Joshua, don't fully understand why either.
Okay. Cliff notes for Josh doesn't help for Dylan, but one of the members of Susanna's family who abused her and half the reason we've been having to.
Y'all don't know that they abused her.
PK.
Okay.
PK.
You don't know.
Are you gonna give me that
Okay.
shit? Anyway.
We assume.
That's not
Susanna's-
information you guys ever had.
One of Susanna's
Diona
less
and Vice
abusive.
kind of probably could piece that together with the shit they realized when we went to
Absolutely not. There's been no signs of that at all so far at any point, and especially not ever.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Anyway, One of the less abusive members of Susanna's abusive in-laws showed
I don't
up
know that either.
and wanted to drag her to Corwick. Not drag, but politely convince her to visit Corwick and to go see.
Air quotes around politely.
Oh, it was very polite. It was
Very polite, but he's also dull as fucking. And Susanna went into saccharine sweet, word vomity, appeasement mode. And all of us got alarm bells going because Susanna, appeasement?
Okay, I get it.
Susanna went straight into fawn, and Susanna going into fawn is a bad sign.
Crow. Susanna Crow.
Susanna, who defaults to fight or flee? Yeah, going into fawn is a bad sign.
Defaults to putting a fucking bullet in a bitch? Yeah, I guess I can see how that might be concerned.
Defaulted to fawn, and we all went, oh shit, we can't let her go back there alone, or we might never get her back.
Technically, she pretty much begged you guys to come back by...
Yes.
But anyway, Devin Crow's chatting with
Yeah,
Selena.
so...
And Dylan was asleep.
Yeah, but that's the rough summary for Josh. I don't know if I missed anything as far as anyone else is concerned, but that's sort of the gist of what's going on for Josh.
I mean, I was already on board. Fuck this guy. I just wanted like a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, now out of character, you have the context. So, also, he's fucking dull. And
dull.
all of us are just like, oh.
He's so dull.
Okay.
He's her second favorite
We good?
brother-in-law. She's only got 2.
We good. I was gonna ask the question, how many are there for a second favorite?
Yeah, no. There's 2. As well, you guys don't know that, but out of character, she has 2 brother-in-laws.
Oh my god, we almost made a rainbow with our colors. Sorry, I got excited for a second.
So, Devin's chatting with him. He's like, "Oh wow, Vasselheim. That's quite some long ways away, isn't it? Much of a traveler then? Do a lot of traveling?"
You are muted.
Yes, Amy is muted because background noise. Responding in text.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay. Well,
I can feel the awkwardness in my soul.
you know,
Oh, okay.
sometimes travel's good for a soul. It is. And then seeing that this conversation is like way worse than just walking silently, he's gonna go back around to the other side of the wagon and continue walking silently.
Talia is watching.
I'm kind of curious as to Susanna's reaction. Well, I know she's got the veil, but can we sort of see in the body language of, oh, thank God he shut up?
Anybody who is in the wagon with her can make a perception check to see how Susanna is reacting to this.
Talia is not watching Susanna. Talia has opened their eyes and is intentionally watching him walk.
Jesus Christ!
And Cannon will just stare at him.
This poor man is gonna have a goddamn heart attack by the time he gets back to his home.
Can he please?
Well, it's not...
Okay, let's see here. Dylan, that's a 21 perception to see Susanna reacting.
Zoella got a 22.
Zoella, 22. All right, you both beneath the veil. You both see when Devin is talking, she's just sort of checked out. She's not listening at all. She might be falling asleep. When you guys are snubbing him, she is holding back laughter.
Good!
She like, especially anytime she catches sight of Talia being a creepy little stare goblin over there, she thinks that shit is funny for sure.
Good.
That is where she's at as far as Dylan and Zoella can see. And it's a number of hours more, and the hours are awkward, and you guys chat amongst yourselves, and occasionally he tries to join in, and then sort of gets shooed out, and doesn't really manage to have any good conversation. The poor man, the whole damn.
I'm trying to decide what Diona's going to do from here because I do have an option, but I don't know how well Susanna would react to the option.
You do notice that in all his talking, he hasn't really tried to have a chat with Susanna personally, which maybe strikes you as a little bit strange. But you're not sure. You don't
I
know.
love the possible concept of him turning to Talia to say something and then just getting absolutely no response.
Yeah, it's quite possible he tries that at least once.
I have a thing I want Bias to do to fuck with him.
Oh god, what are you gonna do?
He does not know that Bias can speak through mercy. So
Oh
what
god.
he's going to do is I'm
no.
gonna have her fly by him a couple times, and Vice is just gonna use his pact of the chain thing, where he can speak through her, and just every once in a while, when she flies by, say something on the wind.
Give me an example of what she will say, what he will say.
Just hello. Like just like hi.
Are you still there?
Or Devin Crow.
Oh my god. So every time that happens,
in different variations of Devin Crow. Devin Crow.
so what happens? What happens is that the first time he just sort of creaks his neck and tugs at his ear and seems like he's got a little itch. The second time, the third time, he jumps. And the fourth time, at which point I imagine you're doing a full Devin Crow, he whips around and looks at every one of you.
Vice just staring at his nails.
And then sort of
I like to imagine Bias is just that very dedicated sort of manicuring his nails while this is going on.
He's just like,
oh, he's got the face of an angel, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
PK.
It's he
she's not gonna
brushing himself.
PK.
He eventually turns and says, "Yep, all right, carry on," and just tries to ignore things further. Though he does keep twitching his head if you try and spook him.
Oh. I mean, he acknowledged it. That's all Vias is looking for. So he kind of just like holds up his arm for Mercy to come rest her wings a bit and pets her.
All right.
Marcus is a raven, right?
Yes, Marcus is a raven.
So you're telling me that you could have Marcus mimic the Devon Crow?
I could, but it would be obvious it's Marcus.
That's fair. And we can't really risk that. I'm not going to because it doesn't fit what Diona's trying to do, but there was a gremlin part of me that I am saying for posterity that it was Diona starts singing the crassest sea shanties she knows while we walk, but she is not going to do that. She's not going to do that because she's worried about how Susanna will react. She doesn't give a shit about Devon.
Okay.
But she's worried about the repercussions for Susanna, so she's not going to do that.
Susanna's heard cuss words before. But, alright, Josh?
Dylan's going to try and start a conversation.
Do you have something? You're going to, what do you say?
Dylan's picking up on it. We're trying to freak out this guy. He's not that dumb. He does have a pretty high wisdom. He has no fucking clue why, but he knows. So he will lean over and try and talk to her and be like, "Hey, so I don't actually know like a lot about you because I missed the whole introduction thing. So if you wanna like tell me a little bit about yourself or your family or whatever, or your even actually I don't even know like your relation to Susanna. I don't think you say it, or I've heard.
Oh, well, yes. I'm her brother-in-law. I'm her brother-in-law. She was married to my dear elder brother, and
Oh, so which
I'm
one are you
the
in what
youngest of
order?
I'm the youngest of three children.
Oh, that's cool. I'm
Um,
also youngest.
that's how you have many siblings.
Oh, um I had an older sister. But she like disappeared when she went wandering. So like I guess I understand why you would be, concerned about any sister-in-law or otherwise kind of like going wandering and then, disappearing and stuff like that.
My condolences for your loss. Though I know the pain of losing a sibling very, very well, and yes, we all have been worried for her, but she is safe and doing quite well, it seems, in your care, and she'll be back home before you know it, right, Susanna? And Susanna nods.
Oh yeah, she's pretty cool. Even if, actually not there's no ifs in that. Susanna's pretty cool. How unsettled does Devin look on a scale of 1 to
Well,
10?
that's nice of you to say so. How what does Devin look?
Unsettled by Dylan's entire existence.
On a scale of 1 to 10, he's already pretty unsettled. So he's probably an 8 on the total unsettled scale at the moment. He's really confused. He doesn't know
Perfect.
how he's ended up like this. This was supposed to be a quick and easy trip to Western, and who knows what's going on in his life right now. He did not expect to meet this many new people, much less this many new people who apparently just are super frightening and unusual and not altogether good company.
Now, to be
So,
fair, Talia is only going for a slight edge of unsettling.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, they are perfect, tranquil, self-disciplined monk in the corner.
Dylan
Yeah,
doesn't have to do anything to be unsettling. His existence is.
oh, you don't even know how unsettling Dylan's existence is at the moment.
Mhm.
It's very, very, like, it was weird enough when the tall blue woman was trying to crush his hand bones and one of Susanna's companions was like a little bird girl. Now it's
Excuse you.
now it's just
Excuse you.
there's so
Diana
much
was
happening.
not trying to crush his hand. She was just trying to very subtly demonstrate that she could.
And he
There's
felt
difference.
threatened.
Good.
We've made lovely first impressions on this guy, and I am delighted by how we sort of,
Yeah. You've done
by the
something.
way we have closed ranks.
I made the exact impression I wanted to make.
Y'all have certainly made an impression.
An impression.
For sure.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. So it's about this time.
Listen. PK, if we can get to the point where the other crows kind of go, Susanna, mate, you should go and take your companions with you.
Yeah,
That's like a
fucking knows at this
fantastic
point?
win.
That kind of feels like that's what's gonna happen because y'all are just so good at being assholes.
We've been
You guys
training our
haven't
whole
gotten
life
to
for
fucking
this,
town
PK.
yet. Oh my
Dylan-
gosh, I love you
Dylan's
guys.
never been an asshole in his life. Excuse you.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So,
Oh, God.
you guys
I'm not sorry.
sort of start rocking up to you can see this little town in the distance, and it's kind of weird. It's not maybe laid out in the most logical way because it seems like there's a big kind of sloping hill, and half the town is kind of on top of the hill, and the other half of the town is down at the bottom of the hill. And there's nothing in that split, but there's definitely the same town. You know kind of what I'm describing here? It's just like, why did they build
Yeah.
the town like on the hill? Could have done it all the way off the hill or on the way on the hill. There was room for both. They did neither.
They just had to.
It was necessary. Who the fuck knows what they were thinking? They were crazy people. So you guys sort of start trickling on into down this road, and there start to be some houses, and they're not like shitty houses. They're just not. They're old. They've been there for a while, and it's sundown at the moment. So light is fading pretty fast, and you all sort of look around, and there are people on the porches as you pass. And they're all staring at you because what the fuck? And you're going in, and you're on the top. You're in the half of the town that's on the top of the hill at the moment.
Talia has stopped staring and is now, I am perfect serene monk.
Very, very good. Very good.
Dylan is Dylan.
As you
Yeah, I think Diana's sort of settled into a position to the left of the car.
Mhm.
Shoulders straight, sort of looking ahead, trying to affect a little bit of boredom, like it very much playing up the
Oh
head.
yeah, it's very you do this all the time. You don't really give a shit what town you're escorting someone to. Very good.
Yeah.
Vias
And
is playing that whole I'm new to this entire area, I'm in awe sort of thing.
so Vias is being a ditz.
Yep.
Good to know. I'll note that down.
He's trying to assume the role of ditz at this point while still keeping an eye on the people and like,
Oh no. Does that mean Dylan has to be smart now?
Impossible.
Oh god.
he doesn't have to be anything he doesn't want
As-
to be.
Oh my gosh. As you all are sort of moving in, you notice Susanna is like made herself as small in the cart as she possibly can, so she is not like super perceivable from the outside. And there's a
How
lot
high
of
is the car? As a question, like how?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of cart this is.
I think we got a covered wagon,
So I
didn't we?
think.
If it's a covered wagon, then
Okay, so
I don't remember.
particularly as we started to approach, Diana would have taken a moment to settle into the car and sort of tap Susanna gently on the shoulder and just, hey, Sus, would you mind holding on to the watch for me?
the watch I gave you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hold on to that for you.
Remind you of some of the things we've seen and that there's more than this. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you. I'll hold on to it for you.
I'll get it back from you when I give you back your.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Whew. Almost home.
And she's gonna take the pocket watch and gently press it into Susanna's hands, like very, very gently take Susanna's hands and close them around the watch.
Susanna.
Very gently, very telegraphing how she's moving.
Susanna will take it
It's
in
gonna
her
be
right
okay.
and
Yeah.
and she will just hold on to it. She's not going to put it in her pocket. She's just going to nod and hold on to it.
Yep.
And
Diana gives a little bit of a smile and makes her way back outside the cart and settles right back into
perfect.
escort.
So you all are getting in, and as there's some, like, as you get further and further into the town, the houses get bigger. They're still old, but they're nicer. They're nicer old. They're not lavish by any means, but they are well crafted. Like, people have been keeping these up. And there are more people just sort of in the windows, fewer on the porches, but there's one very large house that seems kind of out of place, and there's a sign hanging outside the door that's a pair of clasped hands. And on the porch, there is a woman in a purple dress, big skirt, styled like Susanna's, but vibrantly purple. And she has ribbons tied in her hair, and she looks to be perhaps a half elf, and she's standing there on that porch, and she is staring you down far more intensely than anybody else. Everybody else is trying to be casual about it, and yes, everybody else is trying to be casual about it, you know, like low key. Oh, there's visitors. Oh, there's visitors, but we mustn't stare. That's not polite. This woman is almost glaring at you, and you all pass by. And then as soon as you're past the house, she darts inside and slams the door. And you continue on.
Vias will lean down to Susanna and just say, "So who was that?"
Susanna just sort of shrugs. And she says, Oh, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
The place that she darted back into, was it like a house, or was it a building? Like,
It looks like a house, but it's a big house. And there's a sign on the front that's not like a name or anything. So it's insight check on Susanna. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. What does the sign look like? Because we know that there's a certain brothel.
Clasped hands.
It's two clasped hands.
Two
So
clasped hands.
yeah, clasped
Yeah.
hands. And okay, 11. It's really hard to read her under the veil. You think maybe she's kind of bullshitting, but you couldn't be sure. Is hard to.
He just mutters, "Is that the courtesan place you were talking about?"
Was it? I really wasn't paying attention.
Insight check.
Oh my god. Yeah, go ahead.
24.
24. Okay, so you're at a better angle. The light's hitting her just right. You can see through the veil. And she's kind of smiling. She's on edge right now, but she's smiling, and she is lying. She knows exactly who that woman was. She knows exactly that they just passed the brothel, but she doesn't. She's being aloof for whatever reason. And yeah.
Vias just gives her a slight smirk and just gives her a small pat, and will just ignore that she's ignoring it for now. He'll wait later.
And actually, probably at that point, you guys are getting close to what is effectively the center of town now. You come out, and it's this big sort of courtyard area, cobblestones, like not super well maintained. There's in the center of this square, it looks like it might be a fountain, or maybe at one point was a fountain, or maybe was just carved to look like a fountain and was never actually functional, because it's draped with so much colorful cloth and like streamers and things that it could not possibly be used as a fountain. But it's generally fountain-like in shape, and the streamers are all across the town, or all across the square. And it looks like it's dark now. There aren't a ton of people here, but it looks like it could be a very, very lively place of gathering. Dylan.
Hello.
You recognize this place.
What?
You recognize this place. You remember it from a dream. But it looks a lot nicer than it did then. And Yeah. Maybe it's just the light. Who knows?
I think I spaced on the description.
It's it's sort of a crumbling town square that's covered in colorful fabric and streamers and things to make it lively, and there's an old fountain kind of crumbling in the center.
So
yeah.
the opposite of God.
Yeah. Yes.
Dylan's gonna think about this.
Okay. And as you are coming into this town square, there's fewer people there. There's hardly anybody really, because there aren't any houses right around it, and there aren't really people out walking. It's just people who have been sitting on their porches. Susanna sort of squeezes her way in between people to get out of the cart and comes up to Devin and says, Devin Sugar, do you think will Mama want us to I mean, it's a bit late to call on Mama and Daddy, don't you think? And he says, oh, well, I'm sure it's not too late for you. I mean, everybody they'd be very glad to see you. In fact, I think that's what they would be expecting. And Susanna says, yes, but it would like bring in the whole group. It might be not such a good idea this late, just I don't want to bother them. And Devin, remembering what a fucking awkward and shitty travel day this was, it's like, you know what? Right, we shouldn't bother them with all this fuss. Tell you what, how about we take all your friends to your house, and then I can run and fetch Mama and Daddy, and they can come call on you there. And Susanna says, oh, that would be such a good idea, Devin. Thank you so much for thinking of me. And she gets back in the cart. And Devin, at this point, is sort of leading the party on the way away from the town square and away from the downhill part of the town. You're still on the hill and you're going over to a set of houses sort of a little bit removed from the rest. Sorry, 1 second. My cat's being an asshole. Sylvester, stop it. Be a good boy. Thank you.
No. I've got about 10-15 minutes before I have to go, but I have to start getting myself ready to go.
Okay.
All right.
Anna, I'm keeping an eye on the time.
Alright.
Okay. I'm back. Sorry.
It's alright. You had to get your bastard son to stop messing with
My
shit.
bastard son was being a bastard.
Oh,
So.
I mean, he is your bastard son. I don't know what you expected from him.
You're right. You're so correct.
100%.
So, you go to Susanna's house, and it's a big house. It's like really big for somebody to live in on their own. By like a lot. But you all can sort of park the cart. Do we park carts? Whatever they do with carts. Whatever happens with carts.
Yeah.
A chauffeur.
Go with park the cart just to...
The cart is parked. And Susanna gets out and she says, all right, well, this is home. I'll show you guys around. Devin, how about you go over and Devin says, yep, will do. And he gets out of Dodge as fast as possible because he doesn't want to hang out with y'all motherfuckers anymore.
Good! We don't want to hang out with him!
You were so lovely.
Oh, it was so lovely. You guys were so nice to him.
Pius just waves him off as he goes.
Good night, Amy.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Oh, God.
Night.
So, Susanna opens the door and sort of gestures you all inside, and she's like, well, I apologize for the dust. I haven't cleaned in a hot minute. It's been
We understand, Suze.
it's been a little bit, so yeah.
Suze, we understand.
Mm-hmm. and it's a nice house though, so you'll like it. And she sort of walks in and lets you all follow her. And
Does she seem uncomfortable
make
going
an
into this
insight,
house?
make an insight check.
Do you mind if I do physical dice? Because I've already closed roll 20.
Do physical dice. I don't give a shit. And then you're
You are
suddenly like, oh,
just a
that's a
merciful
natural
soul.
20. Like, oh, well, I guess you're lying because of cheating.
But what if I legitimately get a nat 20?
And then I will believe you because I'm not an asshole.
That's a 22 total.
22 total. She doesn't seem
I'm sorry, I needed to remember math.
math difficult. 22 total. She doesn't seem on edge or anything walking into the house. She just seems like she is like genuinely self-conscious about not having dusted. And she starts flitting around the main room, which has like a nice set of armchairs and things and a fireplace. And then she goes to light a candle, and that's when she starts getting on edge, and she starts to
Sus, I'll get it, yeah?
It's fine. I have a thing, and she pulls out her lighter and lights it, and immediately puts the candlestick back on the mantle, and just walks away from that as fast as possible, and then goes to do more lights. And yeah, she's just sort of a little bit jumpy.
Dana's gonna share a look with probably.
Talia is going to grab Vias.
Yes. Vias will let himself be grabbed.
Okay, Vias.
Mm-hmm.
So, you heard Diona's cover story, right? For me?
Yes.
I don't know if, and they sort of motioned to the half what was bought and half their original clothing that they're still wearing. This fits.
Your cover story.
I
mean, what you could do is you could say that his monkey's robes for a different tradition in a different country. I mean, a lot of people
Talia,
don't know what like Marquesian wear would be. You don't need to be
Talia's
specific about
big
it.
shrugs.
I mean, if you're worried about it, and he'll kind of like take his pack off his shoulder. I mean, I could fashion this bolt of cloth into something. It would take like maybe 5 minutes.
Sure. I.
Okay, it's plain, but you know it'll work. Give me a second. Where's my knife? And he'll kind of he has that one bolt of fabric he had off of Lucifer. He's kind of been keeping it in one of his bags.
Oh my
So
gosh.
he'll start cutting that up and size it to fit Talia. It's just gonna go over your clothes.
That's fine. I just want Talia in a monk robe.
Oh my god.
He kind of like does a little bit of measurement with his own hand and just kind of adjusts it and kind of like tucks it in where it needs to be on your own clothes. And then he kind of like tugs it in certain places and then like adjusts a strap over one of your shoulders and then lets part of it fall over your other arm and just kind of makes it look presentable in a way. Just like, okay, now put your arms side to your sides up like this. He kind of motions to see how it falls and then seems satisfied. Okay, that should do it. It shouldn't come off, considering I have it in these points here. If it needs to come off, just yank it here. And he pulls on one part near your left arm, and then right here down by your left leg, and it should just kind of yank off if you need that. Ouch.
Talia nods. Thank you. And they look a little more like calm in their lie.
Oh my god.
All right.
All right. So, Talia has monk robes.
Poor,
Um,
hastily
great.
crafted.
Susanna has been, lighting up the rest of the house, and then she sort of shows you all. There's three spare bedrooms, so you all can sort of decide amongst yourselves where you like to be. I mean, they're all pretty much the same size. And of course there's out here for space if anybody would like it. And I could fix up some dinner if you'd like, or I don't really have groceries, do I? I can't fix up dinner. We'll have to eat rations tonight, but groceries tomorrow.
I mean, is
Sus,
it late in the
if
day?
you,
It's pretty late. The
Okay.
sun has set, and it seems like people are sort of like, besides the people, which there were a lot of people on their porch, but they just seem to be relaxing at the end of their day. It doesn't seem like a lot might be necessarily open.
Okie doke.
yeah, Sus,
You might have cut out there.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
can you hear me?
I can hear you
Nope.
now.
Try again.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
It's kind of in and out, not gonna lie.
yeah, not really much I can do about it because I'm gonna be walking.
Ah.
But hopefully it's a little bit clearer.
Mhm.
I think Donna just kind of Sus will get groceries in the morning and a big meal we can all. Yeah,
Okay.
we got the rations.
All right. Okay. Everyone, can I just ask? Okay, here's the thing. Be nice to my mama, okay? It's funny. It's funny with Devin. It really is. Like, it's genuinely super funny. But be nice to my mama.
I mean, your mother hasn't done anything that justifies being harped on, so
Well, I just, be nice to her. She's good.
We'll behave ourselves.
Will she also be freaked out by me?
Okay. Yes, but it's not you. I mean, it is you, but it's not like you specifically. It's probably because of Marcus.
I could make
Okay,
him invisible for an hour.
Wait, no, I have an idea. And Dylan unlinks from Marcus and then kind of like digs around in his bag a little bit, pushes the hair out of his other eye, and puts on a pair of glasses. And then kind of like turns to Marcus, and Marcus looks at him, and then he goes, okay, go find something to do. And then Marcus tilts his head and then kind of flies off.
Wait.
You have glasses?
Yeah, what? Bias
You have glasses?
Bias gets up in your space to look
They're
at your glasses.
They are extremely thick glasses. And Dylan is still kind of squinting even with them. Like he still can't really see. And he kind of goes, well, I mean, Marcus is easier.
Wait, so can you not see out of this eye at all? I mean,
Which one?
I mean, not the one with the scar, of course. That wouldn't. Your other one. I thought you could see okay out of that one.
No.
Oh, that makes perfect sense as the way you needed me as a crush the first time we met.
Oh,
I can't. Like.
My goodness. You
But if-
wear glasses. You have worn glasses this whole time and been able to get away with not doing it because you have a magic bird.
Well, yeah, and also like I still can't see anything.
And that is just the funniest thing I have.
I mean,
can't believe you have glasses.
I get a little bit more out of shapes. Like I can see a little more shapes, and I can kind of function better. But like,
I mean, you don't have to like Marcus doesn't have to hide or nothing. I mean, like people are not going to be super excited if they think it's weird, but it's like you know, I don't want you to be uncomfortable just because you're here, you know.
I managed for 27 years of my life. I think I can do like a little bit so I don't scare your mom.
Okay. All right. Well,
I mean,
I'm
when Vias or when you guys were talking, Vias muttered something, but I don't think many of you caught it. So
what did he mutter?
I mean, you could make a perception check just to see if
I'm the DM. What did he mutter?
Okay, I'll note it to you. Hold on.
Send it to me. I want some information.
Oops, that's not what I wanted.
So, it's probably around this point that the door, there's a knock. And, yes, thank you for sharing that vitally important information with me, the DM.
It's not.
Vitally important
Does he
information.
think Dylan's cute?
It's vitally important information.
Wait, what was that roll for? Did Sarah?
Oh, I wanted to make a perception check, but I was still on mute.
Oh yes. I mean, I can send it to you too.
Okay.
All right.
I
So
think
there's a knock at the door.
Talia is confused by the existence of glasses, but will not ask right now.
Susanna runs to open the door, and there are two people standing there. One of them is shorter than Susanna, but taller than Vias, if that's a good range. She is also wearing a black dress, black gloves, no veil. Her hair is up. Black hair that's seen better days and is probably not, you know, quite as shiny black as it used to be. It's streaked through with some silver. And then there's a tall man, taller than Devon Crow, but still shorter than Diona, standing behind her in the doorway. And the woman just immediately bursts into tears and hugs Susanna and is just making a whole fuss in the door, like, oh my goodness, I can't, baby girl, safe all these weeks of worrying and worrying and worrying, and you're here, you're finally here, thank goodness, thank the Dawn Father, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it continues on like that for quite some time. The man in the doorway clears his throat once or twice to try and get her attention. This does not seem to work, and so he slides past them in the doorway and walks up to you all and says, I apologize for my wife. I'm Idris Crow. I'm Susanna May's father-in-law. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I understand you're responsible for getting her home safely. And he goes to shake your hands.
The pleasure is
Talia
ours.
does not. They just kind of stand there, hands clasped like behind their back, silent.
All right.
Vera will have a very firm handshake, but not like she's not gonna be outright rude like she was to Devin. She's gonna kind of read the room first.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think Talia offers like a greeting, like sort of nod, half bow thing.
Dylan is Dylan.
Bless
All
him.
right. Dylan is Dylan with glasses. That's an important
Dylan is Dylan with glasses.
Hot.
And
fucking distinction.
So Ella just waves with her creepy little bird claw.
Oh.
Dylan does do a handshake.
She cute.
All right.
I love her. I love her.
Idris Crow seems a little bit weirded out by Zoella, but he does do a little wave in response just because he doesn't seem to know what else to do with himself. And finally, after what feels like an eternity, the woman in the doorway stops her blubbering and her sobbing, and she immediately runs into the room and says, "Oh my goodness, and you all got my baby girl home safe, and I am so thankful. How could I ever thank you enough? Thank you, thank you." And she grabs the nearest one of you, who I'm just going to say is Dylan for hilarity's sake, and then goes in a little circle around, hugging each of you, like full body embrace.
Talia does
Oh,
not
goodness.
hug back. They just kind of stiffen and I think look at Diona like, the fuck?
Diona's also probably similarly confused.
Mm-hmm.
I do think at some point Diona would probably be like, oh, Ansel's from a monastery. Their vows are weird. Just like let them chill.
Yeah. That explanation would probably come right after the attempted hug.
Mm-hmm.
And she would sort of step back and brush down her dress and say, well, my name is Marion Crow. It is such a pleasure to meet all of you. Oh my goodness, I just can't say how thankful I am for all of you."
Well, we're thankful to have met your dear Susanna. She's been quite a blessing to have on the road.
She's pretty cool.
Oh, she is a blessing, isn't she? Oh, such a blessing. I do not know what I would do without her. Susanna May, darling. Oh, come here, sit down. You must be exhausted after the day of travel. You poor thing, come over here. And Susanna dutifully gets up and goes and sits in the armchair that her mother sort of pushed her into.
Can I do an insight check on Susanna just to kind of get an idea of how she feels about all of this right now?
Yeah, you sure can. Make an insight
how's
check.
she doing?
How's she doing? Oh my god.
You
wanna come and get a little secret whisper and secret?
Yes, I do.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Whispers.
I
D&D
can't believe
Beyond.
that worked. I can't believe that worked.
Yes.
I literally grabbed Sarah and put her in.
Just eat her into secrets.
Get in there. I didn't think it was gonna work.
Well, it had happened.
I can't wait for the shenanigans that I'm gonna be able to pull with Talia. Fucking silent monk version.
Vow of Silence Talia is my favorite Talia. Oh, the silent judgment. I love it. Also, Lance is napping next to me, and I really wish he would just freaking go to the bathroom. His tummy is so big. I don't know why it's okay. Dang cat.
It's full of poop.
I talked to my vet, and I'm like, what can I do to make him poop? And they're like, well, just give him some canned pumpkin for 2 days. And if he still don't poop, call us again. And I'm like, god damn it.
Hello, lads. What did I miss?
Nothing, really.
Alrighty.
What did we miss? Is the question.
Absolutely nothing. I
You'll
just
never
sat there
know.
and I said yeehaw 18 times until
It was at least 19.
Sarah wanted me to shut up.
Yeehaw, yeehaw.
At least 19, right? What was I thinking? Probably getting into the low 20s if I'm. So, Marion goes around and she makes sure she gets very properly introduced to each one of you, and sometimes turning to Susanna and checking in with how she's doing in the conversation. Like she'll be introduced to Vice, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, well, I'm sure you're just wonderful friends with my dear Susanna May," and then looks over at Susanna, and then looks back at you, and then looks at just sort of.
Vice
Susanna's just sitting in her
on the
chair.
Charm.
She likes you, you can tell.
Bless.
She thinks you're oh so interesting.
Excellent.
And eventually, she settles down. Eventually, it takes a minute, but she settles down and she sits herself in an armchair, and her husband sort of stands behind her in that armchair. And she says, "Well, just how long are y'all intending to stay? I mean, we are. It's a very we pride ourselves on our hospitality here in Corwick, and we're so excited to have guests here. If it's too cramped in here, my son, he runs a lovely inn. You could stay in some rooms at the inn if that would be suitable for you."
Well, we've been traveling with Susanna for quite a while. It seems a bit weird to stay elsewhere, especially since we were kind of hired to keep her safe for a time.
Susanna does cut in at this point, and she's like, "Well, Mama, I did promise them I would, personally show them just how hospitable I could be after they were so very kind and good to me
Vice
on the
nods in
road.
agreement.
So it just wouldn't be right to go back on a promise like that." And then Marion Crow, she gets all in flutters again, and she's like, "Oh, so sweet of you, Susanna May. Just the kindest soul, don't you think? Isn't she just the sweetest thing?" And if anybody's paying close attention to Susanna, she does roll her eyes a very little bit.
She keeps a lovely home.
It is at this point, let me see, that there is another knock at the door. And everybody, like, Susanna looks kind of confused, and Marion and Idris definitely look kind of confused. And Marion says, "Oh, well, maybe that's Devin. Maybe Devin's come on back to say goodnight." And Susanna says, "I don't think Devin would be coming back to say goodnight." And Marion gets up to go to the door, but Susanna is up and going to the door first. And she opens it, and there, in all her glory, is a very taller even than Idris, still not quite as tall as Diona, but definitely the tallest person in them, because I just keep adding height until my NPCs are impressive. A tall orc woman with gray skin and bright green eyes and big polished tusks, and she's wearing slacks and a vest and a blouse, and she looks not at all like any of the other women who you've seen dressed. Every woman you've seen in this town so far has been wearing a dress, and she is not. And she takes up the whole doorway with her broad shoulders, and she looks in, and she glances at all of you for just a second before looking down and saying, "Well, hello, Susanna. It's good to see you're home." And Susanna, for the first time since yesterday, looks genuinely elated, and she says, "Ada!" and hugs her, and they immediately start talking in a language that none of you know, but know to be Orcish, because I don't think any of you know Orcish.
Hold on.
Farah might.
Feyre, do you know Orcish?
No.
Oh,
Darn.
tragedy. And Diona doesn't know enough for it to be relevant here, because she
Yep.
only knows curse words.
Only the swears.
Only the important stuff.
Yeah.
Only the important stuff. And so they're just standing in the doorway talking, and you all are sitting there, and it's definitely awkward. Definitely awkward, because, like, your options are either watching them talk or trying to chat with Susanna's in-laws.
Vice is gonna try and pry some information out of Idris.
What would you like to ask him?
Maybe about, like, oh, see, what do you work in? What is your trade in this city? Things like that, and, like, just
Okay,
trying
yeah,
to suss that stuff out.
he's kind of like looking, like he's eyeing the conversation in the doorway, but he seems like he's willing to let it go on for a little bit longer, and he turns to you and he says, well, I'm actually the lawmaster of this town, formerly retired. My son had taken over for me, but unfortunately, due to terrible recent circumstances, I've had to resume the position, and I will be working for some time, I think.
Oh, so Susanna's former husband was the lawmaster of this town.
Yes, my dear departed son, God's rest him. He was a fine lawmaster as ever there was. I does not shame me to say that, for I raised a son finer than me, and he was beloved by many. And
It is unfortunate for his passing.
we all miss him terribly. He's gonna insight check on you because it seemed like you're not
I'll roll persuasion, I guess.
of being sincere about it.
My persuasion. So 22.
22 persuasion has his insight. Oh, his insight's pretty good, but not that good. So he just sort of nods and continues like, it's been a hard few months, but we're getting through it. We miss him very much. We miss him very much indeed. But good to have Susanna May back. At least this house won't be sitting empty.
And your son's name, I'm not sure if I even caught it from Susanna. I know she mentioned the husband, but I...
Oh, I know it grieves her very much to talk about it. Ivis. Name. And at that, Susanna stops talking with Ida and turns around and says, "Oh my goodness, I've completely forgotten about all my guests, and I have so many guests. I have so many guests right now. Ida, come in, won't you?" And she shuts the door, and Miss Ida walks on in, and she's surveying you all a little closer now.
Bias waves and greetings.
Talia keeps up the fucking charade.
Good job, Talia. I'm really proud of you. She looks at you all and looks at Diona particularly, which is a shame because Joe isn't here, but looks at Diona particularly and nods at her and says, "Well, Miss Wavewalker, it's good to see that you've arrived safely."
Oh.
And then turns and doesn't let that conversation continue at all, and turns and looks to Idris and Marion. And Idris says, "Well, it's a bit late for a call, don't you think, Mr. Bell?" And Ida says, "Oh, well, it's a family gathering, isn't it? Always good to see my family." And she pats him on the shoulder in a very aggressive way. Like, Diona's handshake was kind of aggressive. Oh, Diona's here. Diona's handshake was kind of aggressive. Vera's handshake was kind of aggressive. The way Ida smacks this man on the shoulder, supposedly in camaraderie, is brutal.
I like her already.
Yep.
Joe, are you with us? Or against?
Sometimes I can still hear her voice. No.
Sometimes I think I can still hear her voice. Stop telling everyone I'm dead. All right.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Cool. Glad to have you. So, Idris clearly doesn't want to be associated with this woman. He's looking at her with a lot of distaste, but she did just, bro smack him on the back, so he can't do anything about it. And you're all just sort of standing there in Susanna's living room. Is that anything anybody would like to do?
Dylan is fascinated by the orc woman. I forgot her name after you told it to me.
Her name is Ida.
Ida. Dylan is fascinated by Ida. He's like, he knows it's rude to stare, so he's not staring. And I will clarify that all he can see of her really is gray shape. So he's like, cool.
Cool. That chick is a shape. She got a whole shape about her.
She's
got a
not
good shape.
She's not human colored, and that's about all Dylan's got.
Talia, Susanna's mother and father-in-law are still here, right?
Yes, they are still here.
Okay.
They're just awkwardly sort of kind of having a stare off with Ida to Bell, but not really. They're trying to be casual about it.
Does her mother-in-law seem to regard Ida with distaste, or just her father-in-law?
her mother-in-law seems concerned that her father-in-law is being a bit rude.
Okay.
She's
But
just
she
sort of
doesn't seem
looking
to
at her.
have.
She's looking at her husband more than she's looking at Ida, and she's looking like he should square up and act nice in front of the guests.
Yep.
But I don't get any impression that she's has anything against Ida.
You can make another insight check if you'd like.
I will do that.
I think
Oh
Ida.
Jesus!
Oh yeah! Look at those natural 20s.
Holy shit, Sarah! What the fuck?
Sarah's
I
on a
want to know
roll.
everything about this family.
Apparently so. Yeah, go. Let's get back into secrets, I guess, for the second fucking
Oh
time.
my gosh. 2 secrets for Sarah.
I'm glad that I'm the one moving Sarah from here to there.
Just yeet Sarah to chat.
Yeet Sarah, and I yeet Sarah into secrets, and then I yeet her back out.
See, I'm trying to think if there was be anything Talia would do, but I think they're going to hold their chaos hand a little bit closer to their chest right now.
Just rein it in
Dylan?
for now.
Dylan's just kind of discovering what shape everyone is. So Dylan's like, okay, so blue is Diana. Like his internal dialogue is blue is Diana, Talia is that. I think that is Talia. Yeah. So Dylan, in order to not freak out people, dismiss Marcus and put on a pair of glasses, which are very thick
Yeehaw!
and make him see a little better. And he's kind of like trying to make a mental note of who everyone is. And he's kind of like what color shape everyone is, but I think he's a little confused. The obvious he's kind of going by skin color right now, but then some people's are similar, and then so he gets a little lost for a bit. Also by voice, he's doing his best.
No.
I will say Dylan is really struggling between Susanna and her mother-in-law because they are both pale women wearing black dresses sitting in armchairs with southern accents. So
Yeah, Dylan doesn't know where Susanna is right.
yeah.
I mean, you could probably tell what bias is because he's just white.
Yeah.
Pasty.
Bias is white.
Well, I mean, his cloak is all white and shit. He's got that palette down.
So yeah.
Talia is remaining like serene and calm and like, yes, I am Monk.
Talia's doing such a great job, and I'm so proud of him.
I do the monk thing.
Mm-hmm. That is. Yes, sir. That's it. At some point, they might like slide Lena out of the room and ask her for tea, but Amy's not here right now, unfortunately.
Yeah. So at some point in the kind of awkward semi-silence, like there's a few attempts at chatter and small talk, and Ida eventually does turn and officially. Did she already introduce herself? Well, she's Ida DeBelle, Miss Ida DeBelle. She's Susanna's aunt, she says, and that is how she introduces herself, and that's all she says on the matter. Eventually, after all that sort of awkward, not quite a conversation, Marion will stand up and she will say, well, Susanna May, everyone's going to be wanting to call tomorrow morning to see how you're doing because it's just been so long that you've been away. Everybody's going to want to see you. So you know, Cynthia and Cooper will come over and they'll bring the girls and you know, Carolina will want to come, and then of course Mrs. Tucker will be over. Everyone will want to see you. And Susanna nods. She's like, oh yes. Yes, I'm sure everyone will. It's been a while, hasn't it? And Ida cuts in to say, well, make sure you get them all cleared out by noon because I would like you and your friends to come over to Idle Hands for some tea.
Oh, I would love to visit. It looked like a very nice building.
Oh, it's a lovely establishment. I'm sure you'll enjoy it very much. Plenty of entertainment.
That sounds delightful.
So glad to have my invitation accepted. And then Idris Crow says, well, hold on now. Appropriate? I hardly think. And then it's quiet again. Awkward. And then Ida says, oh, I'm sure it would be no trouble. I mean, really, name one grudge the dear girl for visiting her aunt and friends after so long away. I can't think of a single soul who would think ill of her for something like that. Can you? Can you think of someone who might think such a terrible thing?
Kill Bill sirens are going off in Veyra's head.
And Idris says, well, no, not when you put it that way. I suppose not.
Plus, she has a retinue of responsible people in her service.
There is a whole ass monk in the corner.
Yep.
She certainly does have a retinue of people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They
Dylan-
certainly are here.
There are people do exist.
To Idris's perspective, there is a whole ass monk in the corner.
Yeah.
Idris has glanced over in Talia's direction a few times. Not really sure what he's thinking. He seems a little bit intimidated, but not in the same way. He seems like spiritually intimidated, you know? Spiritually intimidated. Like some people are spiritually moist, he's spiritually intimidated.
I'm spiritually hostile.
Yeah,
And
that's
self-driven,
where he's
docile.
at.
I think at some point they would have eventually found like a chair or a stool or a counter to then like hop up and sit like perfectly like cross-legged.
Oh yeah, there's
and-
seating arrangements all scattered throughout the room, and you can run to them and steal a rocking chair if you want.
Yoink.
It's the very like sit like crisscross applesauce like intentionally like playing that up
Perfect.
like a meditation pose, but they're not fucking
No, of course not.
meditation is.
And time continues ticking on, and it's clear that Marion and Idris don't want to leave first. But Ida is definitely not going to leave first. And Suzanne is not going to kick any of them out. And it's very... There's tension there, for sure.
I mean, honestly, if Vias is noticing this, if it's an obvious thing, I think he'd make a show of like stretching and be like, well, that was a very long ride. And I'm sure your son is probably waiting up. We wouldn't want to keep you waiting, especially for those in your household. We have some nightly preparations to do, and I'm sure we all want to rest for the night. Yeah?
Marion looks at you, and for a second she doesn't seem to understand what you're saying. And then she says, oh my goodness, of course. Oh, you all must be so exhausted and it's late. Oh, gotten the so late. Imagine that. Me forgetting the Susanna's house. Never was there to be a day. But no. We should be going, darling. We should be going. Mr. Bill, can we walk you home? And Ida looks like she definitely doesn't need to be walked home. But she says, why, yes, of course, Marion, what a nice offer. And she takes Idris Crow's other arm, and the three of them leave. And at the last minute, Ida turns back and says, noon tomorrow, don't be late.
It's lovely to meet you.
And the door slams shut behind them.
Talia's posture immediately just like slumps over, and they're just like, "Fuck."
Yeah, Vi slumps as well. He's like, I thought I was going to get shot.
Oh
What?
no, nobody around here would shoot you except Ada, but she wouldn't.
What's going on?
Well, that was my mother-in-law, and also my yeah. That's my family. Woo!
They are in all shapes.
Oh my goodness, bring your bird back.
I
It's.
can't see.
I'm so sorry. You should. I mean, yes.
Vi's
They
gonna
are.
hold out a
forgot.
hand for him.
I forgot. He scares people. So when Devin like looked at me like that, I was like, "Oh shit."
I mean, if
Uh,
you shouldn't make yourself uncomfortable with a disability just because people are scared of you. That's not okay.
I mean,
People
it's
do
really
not like
just.
my.
It's really just the fact that most people around here have never seen a raven before, so they're confused by it, and it's yeah.
But there are birds, right?
There are birds, but they're not raven. It's a lot. There's a lot, but it's not really
Your last
important.
name is Crow, and they don't know what a raven
They
is.
know what a raven is, but we don't have ravens in the town. We have crows. That's why my last name is Crow.
Crows are just small ravens.
Yes,
Basically.
but on the other hand, ravens are big crows.
And they mimic things
So,
quite easy.
so they know, they should.
It's
Oh,
not
it's
about the shape or the appearance of the bird. It's a long story. It's just people don't see ravens around here.
Do they not like the Raven Queen?
I mean, that would be a shame for them.
Do they not like the Raven Queen? Susanna? Susanna?
Oh boy, she's quiet.
Susanna is just perfectly silent, but like
You,
she's
Susanna,
turning
No.
redder and redder.
Is that
He
why you
points-
didn't like us talking about her before?
Dylan points at the symbol of the Raven Queen he has that is very clearly visible.
It's not about not liking the Raven Queen. It's just that it's not normal around here. And having something like a big raven perched on your shoulder is especially not normal around here.
Or a big raven like Zoella?
She's not normal either, but I think people are just so confused by her that they're trying really hard to not acknowledge her.
She is very cute.
She's very cute.
Marcus is off, so we're pretending to be a crow, by the way.
Is he in the house or did he go outside?
No, he's outside among
He's
the other
outside.
crows. He's outside among the other crows, pretending to be a crow.
Oh,
How's
I
that?
hadn't realized that, motherfucker. Okay, cool. Good. to know.
How's that working for him?
I don't know how it's working for him, but he's doing his very best. Because
Aw.
Dylan can't dismiss him like a familiar. In order to dismiss him, you'd have to kill him.
Oh.
Okay, so does Dylan like have a link with Mark? Does he know what Marcus is doing right now? Like, does he know how Marcus is doing right now?
Well, let me see.
Do you need me to get him back for you?
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I can
He's
send
fine.
Mercy after him. She could
He's
probably find
smarter
him.
than you'd think.
Well, Mercy is also smart. She can just let him know if it's harder for you to get him back without.
Boys, you both have nice birds.
Yes, but I want life to be easier for him, so.
Okay. So yes, wherever Dylan can only communicate within 100 feet. Well, like give orders within 100 feet, which Marcus is probably not that close by now.
Yeah.
But Dylan has a vague sense of where Marcus is.
All right.
But right now, he has no control over Marcus.
But like, does he sort of know? All right, I'm gonna text you what's going on with Marcus.
I'm sorry.
And yeah.
Bird
Yeah,
off the string. What will he
does
do?
he let Vias know that he can't communicate with Marcus?
Like, I
Like,
don't know. Like, I can't tell him what to do, but I kind of know where he is and what's going on. But, like, he is kind of free right now, so I'm gonna have to go find him later.
well, I can just send Mercy after him.
You think that he will cooperate with Mercy?
If she's a raven, he might.
Don't do that. Well, no, he won't. He'll know it's Mercy. He's a little smarter.
Oh,
A
but yes,
little.
Mercy is also a smart person.
Mercy is a person.
I mean, that's kind of what familiars are. They're the spirits of people.
What?
All
Talia
right,
gets a
now we're
look
getting
on
into
their
a really
face that's
weird
like,
place, and the
what the
You
pool.
made the person into a bird?
No, she's. I've gone over this with you people before. She.
I think I was sleeping.
No, that was not a. No. I mean,
You know
technically,
what?
they are the sorts of people, somewhat. Uh, it's hard to explain.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I mean, she talks to my patron. That is why we have a link together. She is one of her servants.
I don't know what Marcus is for.
Marcus is what now?
I don't know what he's supposed to be for. Like, I
Well,
just woke up and there was a bird on my chest. And it's like, okay, there's bird now.
Isn't he just like your seeing eye raven?
Yes.
I mean, it might be a gift that she gave you for certain actions you have done.
Hmm.
Obviously, he
D-
makes your life
Dylan
better.
looks. Dylan looks a little like lost in memory right now.
If he looks that way, Vias gently tugs on his hair a little bit to get him out of it.
Ow! Don't do that. That's rude.
Yes, well, you're being rude ignoring me.
Oh
I
my
am not
goodness.
ignoring
Okay, the
you.
boys desperately need attention. So, how's everybody else doing?
I sat on the corner of the cart all day. My entire abdomen aches.
That was very impressive. I want you to know that your core is to die for. You must be so strong.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate it.
okay.
I think at this point Talia kind of like lays down on the floor and like tries to stretch she can because everything hurts.
Would you like a heal spell?
It's not that kind of hurt.
All right.
Restoration?
I also have that.
Talia
Might.
waves you off.
All right. She won't push.
Sorry, my family's kind of, there's a lot of talking, a lot, and a lot of hugging. I know y'all weren't expecting that, but that's just how Mama is. She hugs a lot and she gets emotional a lot, and you know. So I probably should have warned you about that, but I didn't really think she'd start crying as soon as she saw me.
She seems nice. A lot, but
She's nice. She really is. She just, she misses Ivis a lot, and I think me leaving she was lonely, and she worries. She's just a worry wart is all it is.
she
And
certainly seems to feel a lot.
yeah, she
Yes,
seems
she
to be
does.
decent.
She's been very good to me.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yes. So there's going to be a lot of people tomorrow because, like I said, everyone's going to come over, see how I'm doing, and talk to me about everything that I won't be able to tell them, and they're going to be very annoying. But you guys can just sort of like hide in the back rooms if you want, or you can go out for a walk. But if you go out for a walk, you'll probably be accosted by more people than you would in here. So
Oh, I am
I don't know.
definitely exploring. For sure.
Would it
Um,
be impolite for you to have company while you're meeting your guests?
No, you all can be here if you like. In fact, people would love to talk to you. I'm just saying it would get real annoying, real annoying.
Well, that's all right.
Is this you
I
trying
mean,
to politely make us not stay?
it'll be good. Like it'll be. Some people will be nice. Like y'all will like my sister-in-law Cynthia, and she's got 2 little daughters. They're the cutest, sweetest little girls you'll ever meet. Oh, they must be so grown by now. I've been gone for a couple months. They grow so quick at this age. And you'll meet. Well, you wouldn't like Liza. Nobody really likes Liza. Please don't tell anybody I said that.
I wouldn't hold it against you.
Oh my goodness, she is insufferable.
Sort of like your brother-in-law.
No, my brother-in-law is insufferable because he's dull. Liza is
Oh.
insufferable because she's sharp.
Oh
Hmm.
no.
But then her brother Danny's all right.
Now
He's even duller than Devin, but at least he's friendly about it. He's just trying. Poor boy wasn't blessed with much wit.
I'm a bit curious because I have a pretty sharp sister myself.
Oh my goodness. No, your sister's better than Liza, I guarantee it.
Mm. If I wasn't so curious to dig up the secrets of this place, I probably wouldn't. I probably would stay
Okay,
around.
Here's the thing. If you're gonna be exploring, there's not okay. Because I just don't want you to get the wrong impression of the town and like not like it. And I mean, there's a lot to not like it, but there's a lot to not like in every. This doesn't have anything particularly more than that. But I don't want you to get the wrong impression by meeting the wrong people or seeing the wrong things. I don't know. I, I
Susanna, it's okay.
there's there's a lot of
I'm an
like.
adult. I can make my own decisions and conclusions about things. However,
There's a lot
I,
of weird things. It's a small town. It's weird.
dearest, I have plenty of weird, strange things I have not told you about my homeland. I don't think you would like more than half of them.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't. We'll talk about it in the morning, and maybe
Yes.
talk to some of my cousins, and otherwise, though, I would not ask you to talk to Liza because, good lord. And my other aunt, my aunt-in-law, I guess. I don't know. I just call her my aunt, and yes. Big family. It's a big family, but not everyone will come over at once, hopefully, unless they are truly trying to.
Do have a potluck?
Hmm?
Hold on one sec. My dad is yelling at me.
Okay.
Yes. What do you want?
Talia's on the floor doing like core
Okay, I'll
stretches.
do that.
What can we do to make this
Bye-bye.
easier for you?
Sorry, I had to yell at my
Um,
dad.
I mean, there's no. It's just. It's the sort of thing that if I'd been here this whole time, it's all spread out over the course of weeks. People want to catch up on all the gossip. People want to hear what you've been up to. It's just I've been gone, so people are going to want to compress it all into like 2 hours, and I'm not going to get any peace.
Would it be
And then
easier or harder for us to be here with you?
I mean, they might get distracted if you're talking to them, so that might be nice. But also, they might get really invasive. So if you guys don't want to deal with that, feel free to hide. You could hide in the basement. My workshop's down there. That's nice. Nobody will think to check down there. Or you could, there's plenty of places in here. It's a big house. Or you could go for a walk, but just be warned that there's a lot of crows and a lot of weird things, and you might run into people, and you definitely will run into people. But yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Now,
birds like me.
not
These birds
not
don't really like anyone.
Not everyone in this town is named Crow, right?
No, there's a lot of literal crows,
Well,
and there's a
yes,
lot of
but
yes. No, Crow is just my family. My
that's
husband's family are the Crows. I married
that's
them. I became a Crow. Yeah.
that's interesting. How come they got that particular surname?
'Cause they were here first, honestly. They're
Huh.
the Crows. I mean, the Crows go back to the beginning of the town. It was they were the sort of founders, the first generation of Crows, and they,
Insight check.
they had. Go ahead. If you roll another nat 20, I'm gonna smash my computer on the
No.
ground. Oh, thank God. Okay. I mean, she seems to be telling the truth about the history of the Crow surname. Like they were the founders of the town.
Dylan is thinking about how Corwick sounds like Crowick.
He's so smart. He's so smart. I'm so proud of him. That's why I named the town that. Congratulations.
He's thinking about it a lot, right?
He's thinking real hard.
He's not even listening to what Susanna is saying. He's just thinking, Corwick, Crowick.
Is he saying this out loud?
No, that's his internal dialogue right now.
Okay.
But yeah, crows are a big family. I mean, they've been around for, there are other big families. It just so happens that we're the crows.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I'll just stick around for at least some of your meetings. Maybe it'll.
Did they bring the crows here?
I don't rightly know.
That would be funny.
You don't know where the crows
Vera,
came
using
from.
your insight check from just now, Susanna's lying. She absolutely knows.
Okay.
So where did the ravens come from? Did they just migrate here for some reason?
Oh, there's no ravens in this town, but the crows.
Oh, crows. Sorry.
I really don't. I couldn't tell you. I mean, there's no. I mean, it must have been years ago. As long as I've been alive, there's been crows. As long as my parents were alive, there were crows. That's just sort of the thing about this town. As far as I know, they've been here since the beginning.
Maybe some of the folks in town that you'll be meeting with tomorrow can fill us in. I'm sure someone must know.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, if you want.
Can Vice make a nature check to figure out why a bunch of crows would want to stay in a certain region for so long?
You can try. Yeah, go ahead.
Do a nature check or something.
Make a nature check for sure.
He has nothing good on nature. Let's see how this goes. Oh, I did it twice. Oops. But 16?
16. As far as you know, there's nothing that would just make a huge population of crows move in and settle down. That seems really strange to you.
That doesn't seem normal.
There are many not normal things about this town. What?
They're not really crows.
They are government-issued surveillance cameras.
They are drones.
All crows are drones.
All crows are drones.
In 1976, Ronald Reagan killed all birds and replaced them with government drones. The birds work for the bourgeoisie. That is not the right year.
The reason for this plague is because they needed to charge their batteries.
Oh my god.
I've literally seen
all
that one
trees
before.
are just recharging stations.
Oh my god.
So I assume it's pretty late. You guys can sort of pack up and arrange yourselves. There's 3 guest rooms that Susanna offers you. They're all about the same size. There are 2 beds and 2 of them, and 1 bed and another one. Yeah. So you all can sort of arrange yourselves.
Who has to share the bed, guys?
Uh-oh.
Is it Vias and Dylan again?
It is now.
I mean, I guess so. Because I mean, we've been sharing a room. It would make sense.
They have been sharing a bed for like the whole time.
Yeah.
And they were roommates.
And oh
Oh,
my god, they were
roommates.
Come on, boys, get the hint.
Do it. Get that yearning.
I mean, it's
Someday,
already there, but it hasn't happened yet.
you know what? I have the feeling both of them are gonna get drunk and hook up and then not talk about it for like a
Oh, for
month.
like a half
God, I
day,
hope.
and then
Oh no, Dylan's not gonna talk about it. Here's the thing: Vice can try.
oh yeah, he's gonna pester the fuck out of him.
Fortunately for both of you, any tension tonight, y'all are going to a whorehouse tomorrow. So
Woo.
like, you'll
Ooh.
be set.
I can't believe Dylan's
Yeah, we
gonna
will.
fuck.
Yeah.
At least you
Again.
won't have to walk 3 fucking hours this time.
God, that was so
I
dumb.
didn't realize how far it was.
Vice broke his
I
nose that
told
day. Do you
you.
remember?
3 hours to fuck and 3 hours back.
Got his exercise in for the day, that's sure.
Got his steps in.
Here's the thing: Dylan's dumb.
And horny apparently.
Dumb and
Oh
horny.
boy, don't you know it?
Before we go to bed though, there's I think well, is he gonna do that tonight? Yeah, he's gonna do it. He's gonna turn Mercy into a raven.
Oh my
with his
God.
incense.
Really? That's what you're doing? Okay.
Yep, for that night.
I think I will cause problems on purpose.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
So she's basically a white raven. With
All right, that's
gold
weird.
and silver
for
eyes.
sure. Cool.
I'm gonna mark that he used that incense. But yeah, he does that in their room while they're trying to go to bed. He just does it for an hour. Just
All right.
spite.
And unless there's anything else folks would like to do before huddling off to bed, whatever the arrangements may be, Susanna is alone in her. Who knows what her room is laid out like? That's just where she's at. If there's anything anybody would like to do,
Cause problems on purpose.
apparently cause problems on purpose.
Marcus is still hanging out with crows.
All right, at some point he's gonna get hurt because those are violent beasts.
I think Marcus has how many hit points do crows
I
have?
think it's like 1 or 2.
Do they kill each other?
Yeah, they absolutely kill each other. But you know what? I'll text you some more about that.
Okay, because Dylan, if they kill Marcus, Dylan will know. Dylan didn't know the crows were violent, and he only knows that Marcus is out there somewhere. He'll know if Marcus dies, and I would like to give you the hilarious info of Dylan will have advantage against the specific crow that kills him for 24 hours.
Oh my God. Specific one.
Fuck that crow in particular.
That one crow. God, I wish that were a thing for Mercy.
Talia just is quietly sad in the corner about how bad their muscles feel.
Oh, but
They just did the ultimate endurance workout.
God, but their abs are gonna look so good.
Their
so
abs are
ripped.
shredded. Just so toned.
Implying that they weren't already.
They're
I
just
mean,
extra.
yeah, but extra.
I mean, if you do a plank for 8 hours and 37 minutes, you're gonna look extra defined. That's just how-
Also, no one was making them do that. That was a choice they made on their own.
Yes, they were like, this will be fun, and then about 2 hours in was like, oh no.
They committed and they couldn't back down.
Yeah. They're like, I've done this for a serious amounts of times before. I'll be fine. They
Damn.
were not fine.
They were not fine. All right. I think that is where we're gonna call it for the evening with y'all settling into sleep. Marcus is still out there fighting crows, and that's where we're at. And in the morning, you're gonna talk to some more motherfuckers, and then you're gonna go to a brothel. Yay!
Yes.
Gonna
Hell yeah.
intimidate some small town folk.
Yes.
Oh God,
Show them who's boss.
yes.
Oh my goodness. We're bastards.
We're the
So,
worst.
Congratulations. You've traumatized one crow so far. Let's see if you can get the full set.
Hell yeah.
Jesus Christ, y'all. You're such bastards.
You
Gotta-
didn't expect this from us?
It's you're not sure when groceries will be. Oh wait, I'll just text that. Yes.
Dylan is sleeping. Since Marcus is not there, he does not have any Raven Queen dreams.
Yeah. This is true. You do not have any Raven Queen. What a time.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad thing.
Hmm.
I wonder if Vias has any from his patron.
Nobody has any dreams of note.
That's concerning.
Suspicious.
They're just, I mean, if you have a dream, it's a weird one, like about a 60-foot Talia, carrying wagons in their hands, but, yeah,
All right. Well, I'm gonna end the recording here. So
tasty.
yum yum.